my headphones. Turn it up in my headphones. Audio medic. Audio medic. Audio medic. Move to the beat. Boost. Boost. Oh, this is my jam. Time to accelerate. Alright, it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. F it up. Oh, I'm in the groove. Back in the mix. Check yourself. Oh, feel that healing beat. All right, heal up. Heal up. Heal up. Heal up. Healing boost. Oh, I like the sound of that. Ooh, I must have this track on repeat. Repeat. Oh, you hear that? You hear that? Oh, let's break it down. Oh, let's break it down. Oh, let's break it. Break it. Break it down. Let's drop the beat. Beat. Let's get you healed up. Let's get you healed up. Healed up. Yeah. Healed up. Yeah, let's move it, people. Yeah, let's move it, people. Yeah, let's pick it up. Lucio coming at you. Coming at you. Yeah, time to heal up. Oh, turn it up. Turn it up. Turn it up. Turn it up in my headphones. My headphones. Turn it up in my headphones. Audio medic. Audio medic. Audio medic. Move to the beat. Boost. Boost. Oh, this is my jam. Time to accelerate. Alright, it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. F it up. Oh, I'm in the groove. Back in the mix. Check yourself. Oh, feel that healing beat. All right, heal up. Heal up. Heal up. Heal up. Healing boost. Oh, I like the sound of that. Ooh, I I must have this track on repeat. Repeat. Oh, you hear that? You hear that? Oh, let's break it. Damn. Oh, let's break it. Damn. Damn. Oh, let's break it. Break it. Break it. Damn.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to another episode of Off the Wall, powered by CGL Console Gaming League. It's your boy, Dazzle167, once again. We're also sponsored by SoSickClothing.com, so if you want any hip-hop gear, any stuff like that, use promo code Dazzle167 at checkout for 15% discount on all your purchases. And now that all of that is out of the way, we have the one and only Rexcoon. What's up, dude? How you doing?
I'm feeling pretty good. How you doing, man?
Nice. I'm doing well. Cool. So listen, I want to mention this because I thought this was really funny when I first started the show. And I remember that cuz I've known you guys as the Pink Sox for a while because we've my team when it was Kinetics, we used to scrim you guys every now and then, and we've played you guys for a little bit. But then when I got my show, I remember going into a party that I think Yukio invited me to, and she was like, everybody wants to be on your podcast. And I was like, oh really? He's like, yeah, everybody wants to be on your podcast. I was like, oh, okay. And then I think you and me played for a couple of times, and then you asked me, he's like, hey, when can I be on the pod? I was like, dude, it's just a matter of finding the right date and time so that I don't have other things going on. But I'm glad we finally got you here and stuff like that, because I finally got you here, dude. All right, so a few things. We always start the show, and I think this is always important to talk about, is the gaming origin of everybody that that plays Overwatch like us and stuff like that, because I think that based on that is kind of how you start your why you get into Overwatch and what characters you play and stuff like that. So before we do anything else, let's talk about your gaming origin. Where did you start off playing video games, and what type of games are you playing? What platform, stuff like that?
I know my very first game I played when I was about 4 or 5, and that was Halo for the original Xbox. That was Halo Combat Evolved. Other than that, it was just the OG Xbox and the PS1 for me. My parents weren't really all about oh, it's rated M, let's not let our kid play that. They let me play Gears of War when I was 7 or 8. They let me play everything.
Wow.
And ended up beating Halo Combat Evolved on Legendary when I was 6, which some people can't even do that today, I guess.
Right.
As teenagers, adults, and I don't know. I just kind of had this I guess natural born talent. I just grew up watching my dad play Halo, and that's really where it all came from.
That's awesome. It's funny because you mentioned about the parent thing. My parents were kind of the same way, mainly because they were like, it's just video games. Who cares? It's not right. I remember I went to go buy a game, a PlayStation game, and it was Twisted Metal. I don't know if you remember that game.
Oh, I love that game.
Right?
Man.
Isn't that game awesome? So okay,
game.
So for anybody who doesn't know Twisted Metal, which I mean you definitely should because it was an awesome game. It was basically you were cars, and you had abilities to shoot or some sort of ability that allowed you to attack another car, and you would basically be on a map and you would attack other cars, right? But it was really dark and sinister and evil looking and stuff like that. So I went to a GameStop one day, and my mom gave me money to buy the game. I went to go buy it, and the guy was like, oh, I can't sell you this game. You're going to need permission from your parents or whatever. So I had to bring my mom back, and she's like, you guys are stupid. This is ridiculous. Why do I have to give permission? It's just a stupid video game about cars.
For real.
But that's why it's funny that you mentioned that, because there's a lot of people who take it a lot more seriously than it is, but I think that's funny.
Yeah,
So okay,
Yeah.
so you started off with Halo. I think this is a big thing, especially for people who are obviously play Xbox, because Halo was such a big title, especially back in the day where it was like the game that people played on Xbox, especially people who eventually moved on to other FPSs like Overwatch and Call of Duty and stuff like that. So, that assuming that's where you got your start. Like, did you play a lot of like the competitive mode? Were you like super competitive in Halo?
I never was competitive in Halo. I played okay. I didn't really play any online games until Halo Reach with my 360. That's when my parents first got me Xbox Live. From that, like past that, I just watched my dad play on the weekends with his buddies in the Air Force. That was like those were like the hype days when I knew it was Friday, so my dad would let me stay up late and just watch him play Halo with all his buddies. That was
Right.
like that was that's where I grew up, man. That like it means a lot to me. So when I log on to Halo 3, hear that music, it hits me, man. Like
No,
I
that's
don't know.
awesome.
Yeah.
I
So
totally get
yeah,
that.
in the competitive modes, no, I was never competitive. I just played Infection on Halo Reach whenever I was out of school all day. Um, I don't know. I just played the game for fun. I just had so much fun playing Halo. It really wasn't until, I guess, Smite I started getting kind of competitive in games.
Right. Nice. That's really cool. I think that's awesome. I had a similar type of thing, but with my daughter who is in the Overwatch community, right? You know her. You've met her before. So Minty when she was a lot younger, when she was like, I don't know, 8 probably. We used to play Halo the campaign, and she used to watch us and stuff like that. And I mean, like, she used to want to be like, I want to do it, I want to do it. So like one day I let her play, and she wasn't very good, right? She was trying to we were
Yeah.
trying I was trying to get an achievement on Halo. I think it was like stabbing somebody from like a cliff or something.
Oh, if they came to hear me beg, yeah, I
Yeah,
remember that one.
right, right. And I was trying several times. I couldn't do it, right? I
Yeah.
mean, I know that I could eventually. I just was trying and I couldn't get it at the time. And Minty was like, I want to try. And I was like, sure, why not? I mean, I'm just doing it over and over again. Like, you can do it over and over again too. Like, and she was getting frustrated, and I kept telling, and me and my wife just kept telling her, like, just keep trying, just keep trying. And she kept trying all the way until she finally got it, and she was like so happy. She was like, oh my god, oh my god. So like she loves those times where, like, because I used to play competitive, and I used to like I used to be really good at throwing grenades at people, and stickies.
Yeah.
So you used to do that a lot, and that was really fun. So I totally get that, like the nostalgia thing, and it's definitely awesome. But let me ask you this: what eventually led you on to Overwatch? Because I feel like everybody has a story on how they got there. What's yours?
All right. So my first impressions of Overwatch, thought it was stupid. It looks stupid. I'm friends with How Name's Juice in real life, as some know.
Mm.
He told me to come over to his house so I could try the beta, and he put me on McCree, and he just told me to like only press left trigger, and I couldn't hit anything. So I was like, this game sucks, man. I don't care about it. So I just left his house and went home and played Smite up until I guess around season two. I decided, I got kind of burnt out on Smite, so I decided to go buy Overwatch, and just so I can play like competitive juice. And I guess I got Diamond my first season, and I thought, oh, that's
Ooh,
cool.
that's
And
not
then I
bad.
got burnt out of the game for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Uh, I guess my first character I played was Ana. Like truly, she's definitely like she is gonna be like, or she is my favorite character. She will always be my
Nice.
favorite character.
I mean, and you're sort of a flex, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you flex to like pretty much everything. Is there any? I mean, I know you talked about Anna just now and stuff like that. Is there any other character that you feel like who's your character that when your team is down on in ranked, you're like, okay, I got to go this person because I know I can carry.
May, definitely May,
May.
May.
Okay, I like that. I like that. That's a good.
But you see your teammate pick May, and people in ladder they just say, "Oh, he's throwing." So it
Right.
doesn't always work out. Even though I can carry and get walls, people still think I'm throwing by picking May.
Yeah, I mean, there's still that stigma. I mean, I know back in the day, May was definitely like one of the throw picks that people thought. I mean, I think to an extent everybody May's always been kind of good. But I think that back then people did regard her as like a throw pick, like Torbjorn. People were like she's a
Yeah.
defensive character. She's not like an attack or anything. So I
Are we
totally
talking
get
about
that.
back then?
Yeah. I
Oh,
mean,
okay, sorry. Back
no,
then?
no. Back then, I mean, like in
Yeah,
general now, yeah, I can totally see that.
yeah.
But like, I was just talking about in general. Like, I think that back then people thought like May was a throw pick. Now not so much. I mean, now I don't
Oh
think
yeah, for sure.
anybody's that much of a throw pick. I mean, you could pick any character now and kind of be okay with it. Like, you can win games.
Yeah,
Um, what are your thoughts on that type of thing? Because I feel like now is such a there is really I think it's the most balanced all the heroes have ever been. There's no pick right now that's like that's bad.
um, so like right now, I think all the characters are pretty good where they are. I mean, obviously we're still dealing with goats, which thanks to Tensa, he's trying to bring it back to console, so everybody tries to stream snipe him.
Right.
And I mean, I don't mind playing goats with like a team that communicates. So
Sure.
I guess all the characters right now are really fun. You know, I didn't really start playing Mei until season 5 actually. Like season 3 is where I hit top 500 because I duoed with a Mercy and only played Pharah. So I Pharah
Yeah.
Mercied for top 500 the season after, and I
Nice.
would just only play like Pharah, Tracer, and McCree. Those were my top three. And at that state of the game, I felt like that was my favorite time, just before like Brig and Sombra and all those
Right.
other heroes came out. And I like the Beyblade meta. That was really fun because I was
Oh
always the
yeah.
Ana that I got to play. But
And that was back when he could pick up souls and get health, right? Uh, I think that
oh
yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah.
totally forgot about that.
Right? I mean, that's how I remember there was a meme of the little picture of the soul, and then there was like the meme that said only 90s kids will remember this.
Yeah, yeah, that was good times then.
Right. And yeah, Beyblade was a fun meta, like to be honest, it really was. I don't know, I don't remember what season was that? Was that like 4 or 3?
2 and 3, or
2 and 3?
mainly two, because
Mainly 2,
three
right?
was triple tank, I think.
Oh,
Yeah, two.
right.
It was always Nano Rhine or Nano Reaper. Those are the only two you nanoed.
Yeah, right. Um, cool. Well, listen, let's move the conversation to the Pink Sox. This is where I've primarily known you as for a long time. Um, tell us the story about Pink Sox, how they got together, or at least your side of the story from where you remember. When did you guys start first competing? Because I feel like you guys have been around for a while.
I know the Pink Sox. They've been together for a while. I know me and Juice were playing competitive one day, and I guess we just ran into Yukio and Bougie, and I don't know if we were all just talking shit to each other, but we're winning at the same time, kind of like the friendly way, where you
Right,
tell someone they
banter.
suck when they just got a 6K. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I know it was going back and forth with Bougie, and I guess we just invited each other after that, and we just started playing, and I invited them to do some pugs with me.
Ooh.
I invited Yukio and Bushi to do pugs with me when Yoko hosted them, and Yoko DDoSed all three of us. So, and then I don't know, I guess they just invited me to be on their team. I played a little bit. They kept asking me to do scrims, and I didn't want to do scrims because I wanted to play Smite. And then they had to kick me off the team, and then they went and won the winter, or I don't remember what it was. I thought it was the Winter Classic. They won a CGL tournament, and then I was like, I want to be on the team again. So then
Nice.
I started playing with them again, and that's
Oh, I
just how
think
it's
you're
been.
talking about the what was it? The was it the Overwinter? Is that what it was?
I thought it was.
I think
Let's see.
so.
They said we were first in CGL last season, second in Winter Classic, and second in the Overguard Summer Slam number three.
Nice, nice. Okay. Well, that's awesome.
It was the CGL League, Bougie says.
Okay, the CGL League. Okay, nice, nice. I mean that yeah, cuz I remember because last season, not the last season that just happened, but the season before that, you guys were tier 5 champions in that which it was like I forgot what the name was for it, cuz they had different names for it. And then my team, my Kinetics team was the tier 4 champions.
Oh yeah.
I remember that because we I remember seeing the finals and everything, and that was really awesome. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about some more details about this season in particular, because I think there's a lot of stuff that happened. You guys made the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
And after you guys played your last game of that playoffs, that you guys lost, there was a lot of controversy around it, and not necessarily controversy, just there was okay. Cass Peak was very vocal about it, right?
Yeah.
As we all know, he can be, right. So tell us a little bit about what happened there versus Reincarnate, because I heard some stories, but I don't know the full extent of it. I know that like things happen on both sides, and so tell us a little bit from your side and stuff like that, because I feel like since you also knew some of the Reincarnate people, and you had no bad blood with them or anything. I know that
Yeah.
you were talking about like how both sides are like, oh well, this happened, and so you know a little more without having like the Cash Beat glasses where he's like, I hate the other team. So tell me tell me about like about that game. What exactly happened?
So think it was a five. What is it? A best out of five, right?
Right.
But it took 3 hours to actually finish the
Right.
last game.
Yeah.
So we rolled them in the first game, like absolutely rolled them, and then they take like 15 to 20 minutes, like in between the game, maybe 10 to 15, maybe I'm over exaggerating,
Right.
in between the first and second game. We're like, that's weird. I just want to play this because we all wanted to go do different things. We didn't want to be sitting there for a while.
Right.
Second game, we rolled them again. And then right after that game, it was 10 to 15 minutes again, and we were already getting tired of it. Then then Delir and Alien joined, and that's when things started getting like bad because we lost the next two. We lost the next one, and then 10 to 15, and then another guy joined. I forgot who it was, and then we lost the other one, and then 10 to 15 minutes again. So it was the fifth game. We already spent maybe an hour sitting in the lobby all together, and we were just getting tired of it. It was closer to 20 minutes around like the second game, but I guess just in the fifth game, we lost the first round, and then we went quad DPS. Then we absolutely stomped them on quad DPS. They didn't get the point once, and it was just a roll. At the end of the round, I guess not a Smurf. His power went out in his neighborhood, so it just left, and they paused it next round. And we thought Smurf got DDoS to be honest, because I don't know. He just left randomly. Um,
Right.
Bougie, like he had basketball or something. He had something to do that night, and they were just taking so long. So he had to go leave and go do whatever. So he didn't get to play with us in the final game, I do believe.
Right.
And or the third and fourth game, the ones we lost, he was there for the fifth. And sorry, back to the point. So they had it paused for about 10 minutes, and then they unpaused it, and they all started leaving, saying that we forfeit. Even though we were ready to fight the 5v6 if that was possible, but they just left and said we forfeited because we didn't get a sixth player. We also had Juice in the lobby too, which he could have filled in for the sixth person. I don't know how it works, but
Okay.
uh, yeah,
Was the game already started, or how
like
did
we
that?
were on 1-1 last round, Lijiang 2-2, like
Oh,
in the
I see.
ladder,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and it was like the final game. Winner takes all, and we were sure we were gonna beat him with the quad DPS.
Right.
And I guess Juice couldn't fill or something, or they didn't know Juice was there, and they just ended the game. So, and that's what like set Caspic off. And I guess he
Right.
just I don't know, he went off on Dexento about something.
Right. So yeah. Okay. So I see what's going. I see what you mean, and I mean I see where Caspic is coming from. I also think that like I think that Caspic kind of blew it over a little bit too much. Cause when I heard it also from Dexento, because he kind of told me what happened, but he just told me his side and stuff like that. He said that like they were waiting for somebody from the main roster. He's like, it's the playoffs. We kind of want to play with our main roster, like, and you guys were tough because they didn't win without their main roster, so they were kind of waiting for their main roster. But
Yeah.
because they were waiting for so long, and then you guys had to wait for so long, and then not your main roster couldn't take the full thing.
Exactly.
So I understand where the frustration comes from, right? So this is, and I think situations like this are they're they're unfortunate, but obviously it happens. So I'm sure that like in the future, CGL is gonna take a look at situations like that and be like, what can we do to like remedy this? Like maybe we should put a time limit so for how long somebody can look for a teammate for like this type of stuff. So hopefully we'll get some of that in the future. But let me ask you a hypothetical. Okay, so the way you guys were playing against the way they were playing, their full roster, what they wanted, and your full roster with what you wanted. Do you guys still think you could have edged out the win there?
Just give me 1 sec. Sorry.
Oh, you're good. You're good. All right. While he's going to do something real quick, uh I just wanted to let you guys know I'm trying to ask him about the CGL playoffs because I feel like there's a lot of like things that were said during that time that I don't know exactly what people talking about, so I want to clear it up, which is probably what we do here in the show. All
Sorry
right,
about
so
that.
you're back. You're back. The raccoons were making a mess in his room. He had
Yeah,
to,
they were. I had to
right,
go catch him real quick.
right. Okay,
All
so
right,
there you go,
all right, we're
360.
back.
Nice, nice. All right. So the question was, your full team of the core members that you wanted to pin against them against their core team that they wanted to go against you with. Do you think you still had the opportunity to do really well against them and win?
Oh yeah, like I said, once we got Bougie back and we decided to run quad DPS, we rolled them that second point, and like they tried so many different things, but they just weren't having it. I don't know. I think I was on Tracer. I got like maybe a 4 or 5K to end the round, and Azdik was on Hammond. He was spinning around the point doing things, and Bougie was killing their fire with Widow. We were all doing super well. Um, so we were like, we knew that we could win the last round, even if we had like juice in the game. Even if they let us get juice from the lobby and put them in the game, we still would have won.
Right.
Um, so that's why like we were really disappointed. And I think CGL would have been in our favor if Caspic had not kept going on and on and on and
Right.
starting more and more stuff. Like if he just disputed it and told him why, totally would have won. Like I think CGL would have gave us it.
Right. Yeah, and I agree. I agree with that. I think that like there's also that added thing that Caspi kept doing and stuff like that. But it makes total sense from paper, right? Because
Hmm.
Dexento we all know that Dexento he loves goats and he loves running goats and his team is good at goats, right?
Yeah.
The people he had on his team were very good at goats, and I think that like you were mentioning the quad DPS is great against goats, right? So you guys had a favorable matchup as far as like the type of styles that were being played. So you guys definitely had that going, and
Hmm.
that was also a big thing. I also think that you're right. I mean, I think that theoretically, yeah, Caspique probably had that whole thing about just going at it, beating a dead horse basically, and
Yeah.
made things worse and stuff like that. Which should be a lesson to like kind of anybody who's in a situation like that where like I had a similar situation for my for the well, not me personally, but my team had a similar situation during the Lame Sauce tournament, famously, where we banned Hopes, and it wasn't because I mean I wasn't there, but it was my team, right? But I wasn't physically there. Had I been there, right, I would have been like, listen, I take offense to this, so I'm not gonna play this, and I'm just gonna report it. That's what I would have done. But my team, they thought that they would report it and play it anyways. So when the players won, the other team won, they thought that we had reported it afterwards, and they were like, "Oh, well, they just wanted to win regardless of." So that's the whole thing and the whole controversy. But like I totally get what you're saying, and like making it like a public thing makes it so much worse because
Yeah.
then other people get their opinions on there, and other people talk about the fact of the matter without actually being there or knowing all the facts. They just know whatever happens in social media or whatever Caspique is saying or whatever. So yeah, I could see that being difficult and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Also, Headrammer has a good explanation. I'm going to read it out loud. It says, I mean, in general, it came down to this, that there wasn't enough proof the game was delayed. Besides, he said, she said, versus DC, which per the rules, after the reconnect timer is a forfeit. Though next season we will probably allow the 5v6. Okay, that makes sense. We will also likely increase the reconnect timer during playoffs. Also note there was also a conversation between Rex and I that I later found out were from that match time of them clarifying rules with me, which is why they left, though I don't know the context at the time. All right, so he said Dex, not Rex. All right, so that's definitely some clarification in that matter, which I think is good. Okay, so we were just talking about this off stream, and I think this is a good way to talk about it during the stream. So, what does the future hold for Pink Sox? Are you guys, I know you guys are technically still together and all that stuff, but there's so many things that are happening with other teams. Every time I ask somebody, they're like, yeah, no, we're no longer together, or we're doing this. What's up with the future of Pink Sox? As far as you know.
Um, well, if I want to be honest, I don't really know. Like, we're a dysfunctional family. We always have drama, like every day, or usually we have drama. Like, we didn't even know we weren't communicating if we were doing summer splash or not, because some people wanted to go do one team, and then some of us wanted to play as a team. And I only stress out because, I'm not too known in the community, and I just want to be on a team because I'll flex. But,
Right.
like people don't really pick up flex players. They pick up like DPS mains and then healer mains, people that focus on our role.
Yeah.
Because I don't, yeah. So I was stressed out for that. And I guess we're doing the summer splash. And then after that, I don't know. We'll see where everybody goes after that. I'm hoping we stay together because I'm sure once GOATS is through, we can do really well because we were not a GOATS team. We hate GOATS.
But it seemed like you guys had, especially like against a team like Dexentos, who not only ran a good goats, I think is known for their goats. So I think in this meta, you guys can be like the Chengdu Hunters type of people, where you guys are gonna do the weird quad DPS type stuff, and you guys are gonna go off meta, but still kind of manage to win and stuff like that. So I think it's still a good place to be competitively. So I think that's pretty good. And I mean, I'm looking forward to looking at it for the Summer Splash. Hopefully, you guys do stay together and stuff like that. Because I think the Pink Sox, I mean, even before you, I mean, I've known Yukio for since the beginning of season 5, which was not this season, but the season before.
Hmm.
Um, and which is funny because I think she's so shy that she said 5 words to me in total, in the span of in the span of like 2 seasons of CGL. Uh, but let's move the conversation over to something different. I didn't know this until like earlier on, where where I saw you talk about this for a little bit, but you do some graphic design.
Oh, yes,
Um,
sir.
tell me a little bit about your graphic design stuff, because I know that like you're not necessarily shy about it, but you do respect other people in the community. You mentioned how like how hard Moxie's worked, and you don't want to kind of take over like the stuff for her, but you do like doing it. Are you still doing it for people? Do you still do commissions and stuff like that? How does that work with you?
Yeah, I have done commissions recently. I finished a commission for Nuxter. He's got like a Dumbo elephant now. It took me a while because my work schedule is really busy. Or like I work 8 to 12 hours a day, like maybe 5 or 6 days a week. So it keeps me busy. And like when I get home, sometimes I just want to play. I don't want to focus on trying to make an emote. So it did take me a while.
Right.
Um, and for the whole Moxie thing, yeah, like I saw that she works really hard to get where she was, and like I didn't want to take business away from her per se, even though like she has no problem with that. I went to her stream and said, "Hey, would it be cool if I started opening commissions?" And she said, "Yeah, sure, that'd be awesome." So I open them every now and then. I'm always down to do like Photoshop commissions too, like your
Right.
emote, the yikes one.
Yeah.
I would Like if you ever need it like trimmed or just touched up, I'm always down to do that for free too. Like
Oh, nice,
Photoshop
nice.
things, I wouldn't really charge anything because it's so easy.
Right.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
No, that's awesome. I think it's. I mean, I think Moxie will be the first one to say, because if anybody looks at her Twitter, you could tell that she's been stressed out about it, because she has so many commissions coming forward that she's like over. I think she's a little overwhelmed, which is fine, because I mean that's a good problem to have for somebody who's looking to make a little bit of money by doing it. But yeah, I totally understand and agree. And I think that there is still a place for other people to do graphic design, which is awesome as well.
yeah.
So what are you looking to, with the emotes? I know that stats in the chat. He said that you did his. Who else have you
Yeah.
done so far as well?
I've done Scary Dragons Pink Mercy main one, if you've seen that one.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
That one, I worked on that for a couple days. I've done mine, and I've done Nuxters. I haven't really done anything else because I'm too afraid to open it because I don't know. No offense to Nuxter, but like he kept checking up on me, and I can see why Moxie would be like stressed out because I was like,
Right.
I just want to play Siege or I just want to play Smite.
Right.
I don't like it'll come when it comes, you know? I mean,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, I feel the same way. I have like I do video editing, and I've been talking about doing some montages and stuff like that, and I've done montages for other people, and I do them when I can, or when I can get to it. But
yeah,
it does,
exactly.
yeah, I know. It does take a lot of work and stuff like that. So like I try not to like overwhelm myself as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so one more thing. I know you started streaming as well, or you have been streaming. You streamed in the past. I don't know how consistent it is though, because like you said, you have a lot of stuff to do. You work a lot, and you have your even your emotes, and you like to do it. So is there something happening with the streaming in the future? What are you looking to do?
Well, um, for the streaming, yeah, I was streaming when I quit UPS. I used to work at UPS. I was streaming a lot between then because Leaf actually like kind of convinced me to do it. I was playing at 5 in the morning. I saw Leaf CA in my
Mm-hmm.
lobby, and I remembered him from like season 3 and 4. I was like, he was streaming and he had like maybe 15 viewers, and I was like, how do you pull that many views at like 5 in the morning on console Overwatch? And
Yeah.
like, you just got to be consistent. And I said, will you host me, dude? And he said, yeah, if you start streaming consistently. So I started streaming, and I got my affiliate, and I was like, cool. I started streaming more, and then I got my newest job about 3 weeks ago,
Right.
and it is I'm way too busy during the day to do
Right.
anything. That um, one sec, I think Juice is at my house.
Oh, is he? Well, listen, if you can get him to say hello, uh, we'll have a
Right.
little double interview here.
Oh my God, dude, go home. You can
It's
come
funny
home.
too, because like he was just in chat at the beginning of the stream, I think. So
Yeah,
that's actually funny. Yeah, he was in chat at the beginning of the stream. That's awesome.
come get on
Um,
camera, dude. Stop being weird.
yeah, stop being weird, Juice. Where are you?
He's just laughing at me to try to throw me off, man.
Oh,
That was weird.
damn. That's unfortunate, dude. Let me okay, so since he's there, tell me about your relationship with Juice. How is that relationship? Because I think you mentioned how he got you into Overwatch and stuff like that. Tell me about those early days with Juice, hanging out with him. Do you guys have any stories or anything?
Um, I used to think Juice was the weirdest kid in elementary because he always bit his sleeve and was super quiet. He's just an Asian kid, and I, I mean, I didn't bully him. I bullied my other best friend now, named Jason. But I was a big bully in elementary. Then I guess in middle school, I just became friends with this kid, and I always went to his, or we always rode bikes to school in the morning. I always drank
Nice.
his grape juice every time I was over at his house growing up, and
Nice. That's so specific.
we've
His
just been
grape
friends
juice.
since like seventh grade. So
Wow. Okay, that's a long lasting friendship, I'd say.
yeah.
That's pretty cool though. Okay, one more thing, and I think this is important because you mentioned at the beginning of the stream. Um, when we started the stream, you were like, oh, I play on this TV behind me, and you were saying how it's a big TV because it's strange for people to play on big TV. So tell me, how big is the TV behind you that you play on?
It's 70 inches. I'll stand next to it so everybody
Yeah,
can see.
okay. Uh,
So I've always played on a big TV. I don't know.
yeah.
I guess I've never really played on a monitor, so I don't I don't know anything different. People tell me monitors are way better, like smaller things.
Right.
Um,
I think because of the frames, I guess. Like maybe the no, not the frames. The refresh rate, I guess, might be
mhm.
better on a smaller monitor. I don't know. I'm like you. I play on a bigger TV, not as big as that. Like I don't have 70 inch TV. Mine is like 40 or 50 something. I forget. I think it's 52. I'm not sure. But yeah. Nice. So
Yeah.
you said people thought that it was weird that you did that.
People told me like if I just got a normal monitor, I could be like 4700. And I mean that could be true. Like I could play better maybe on like a smaller monitor, something with a faster refresh rate.
Right.
I don't know if there's delay on this one I'm playing on. I'm just too used to it.
It's funny you mentioned that. I have a friend whose name is Alex Trigo, right? And he was on my Kinetic squad on season 5. He was my Zarya player, and he swore we used to make fun of him because of this, but apparently it's true, right? He used to play on a TV like yours. I don't know if it was
Mhm.
as big or whatever, but he used to play on a TV that was a big TV, right? And then he switched to a computer monitor, a really good one that he ended up buying. And he said that for him, his gameplay went from like down here to like up here. And we all laughed at him and stuff like that. But around that time when that happened is when he got GM for the first time. And so he was like, I I told him I thought it was more of the meta because he was a Zarya player, and
Yeah.
the meta was shifting towards Zarya at the time. But he swears by it, and my friend Dan, who visited him, also swears by it. Hey, it's Juice! It's Juice! Look, we see his hat, and we saw his. It's okay, Juice. We have the VOD now, and we
We
can
have a
clip
VOD.
it. We can clip it and freeze frame it and put it on Twitter. All right, now we're good. We're good.
Yep. Exposing boys.
Exposed.
But yeah, I don't know. Maybe if I did get a monitor, my performance would be better. I don't know. We'll see.
Right. I have yet to test that as well. I have 3 monitors, but they're not like particularly like great monitors. They're just kind of like normal computer monitors that I really just got for free. People just donated it to me, so I was like, well, why not? I'm not gonna say no to a computer monitor, right? But I have yet to try it. I did, however, get an Elite controller. I do feel that with my Elite controller, I do play better. So maybe if I got a computer monitor, maybe I can actually get to GM and stay there once in a while.
Get a question about that. What button do you press to jump with Lucio? I know this is really weird for Lucio players.
It is. There's some people who it depends. Like I started off with bumper
Oh,
because I think bumper was like for me was easier to press, but then I went through 2 controllers where that bumper just broke.
oh
So
yeah.
so my wife was like, "Why don't you just switch to left trigger?" Because it's I think it'll be a lot easier, and I did, and since I have left trigger, I haven't stopped. I've just been using left trigger. In fact, I don't even use the pads in the back to jump, which I would normally probably, but yeah, I use the left trigger now. I know it's different for all the Lucios though. What about you? You flex. How's your Lucio?
I play claw for all my characters, so my hand's always like
Oh,
this. So I use A to jump, and this is how I play for 8 to 9 hours.
I listen.
Oh, I think I just joined a competitive game.
Oh no! Tell Juice to play for
Play,
you. Yeah,
play.
yeah.
Oh wait, it's quick play. We're fine. We're fine.
Oh, okay. It's just quick play. Okay, okay. That's funny though.
I got freaked out, dude. I heard the noise.
Listen, I love Juice's hat. Oh my god, it can't.
That's my hat. He stole it from me.
I can't. We can't actually see it in the stream though because he's cut off for the stream. But yeah, that's funny. He has like he looks like what's the guy from Mortal Kombat? The
Oh,
electricity guy.
Raiden?
Raiden. Yeah, he's got Raiden's hat.
Leave the game. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny, dude.
Yeah, he got me that when he went to Thailand back in ninth grade, I think.
Oh, nice. That's a good present.
Yeah.
Uh, well, listen, cool. I mean, listen, that's all the questions I have for you. If chat has any questions, I know that Headrammer's still in chat. I know Hato's still in chat. Stats is in chat and stuff like that. Hato says that you guys make a cute couple.
Of course.
Right.
I mean, if it's any different with I play different sensitivities for all 30 characters. Like
Really?
I
Okay.
don't play a consistent sensitivity to anybody. There's always like little tweaks to the aim smoothing. That's something.
I think that you know what, that's actually really interesting to me because I feel like I personally don't, but I also don't flex that much, so I don't have that. What's the highest sense? What character do you have the highest sensitivity for?
I Okay, since Genji's been like Roadhog and Genji were my worst characters, so I've been playing them on a new account.
Got
My
it.
newest account, I think that's like my ninth account.
Right.
But I play 150 with Genji, and then Roadhog's like 90-47 with
Nice.
Roadhog. Yeah, so they're really weird sensitivities. That's the highest I've ever been on a character is 100.
Nice. Well, that's the highest you could go.
Yeah.
All right, so Hato's also, or Headrammer, I should say. Headrammer is saying, "Show us cosplay stuff." Do you have any cosplay stuff?
Yeah, I recently started doing cosplay. Like my first one was from an anime called My Hero Academia. I made this like head right here for
Oh,
one of the
okay.
characters named Tokoyami. This is my first thing I've ever made with cosplay, and then I have his whole uniform. And then my second
Nice.
thing was this guy from an
You
anime
you might
called
have to put it a little more center because I don't think we can see it that. Okay, there we go.
oh shoot. Okay. This guy from
Nice.
the ancient Magus Bride. This is like all plastic and painted and detailed, and I guess it's just another hobby I have.
That looks really cool though. That looks really well made.
Thank you, thank you.
That looks awesome. So I'm surprised. Okay, so you don't have anything raccoon related.
Um, Unfortunately, my mom tries not to support it, but she's gonna have to deal with a raccoon eventually. But I think like this mug, that's really it. But
Okay.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe I have a raccoon shirt somewhere. I forgot, but other than
Right.
that, yeah.
Headrunner has a good point. He's saying in chat that do you ever happen to stream some of your when you're working on some of your cosplay? That might be some interesting content.
I mean that could be a good idea. It'd just be a boring stream of me just sitting there cutting stuff, but who knows? We could make it
Well,
fun.
I don't know. I mean, I know there's a lot of people that do it, and they stream them just working on cosplay. I know there's a market out there for that because I think that I think there is a market out there for that. I think that there's people who would like to watch that stuff. I mean, I did one stream where I just had a turntable and some music. I didn't think
I love
anybody would
that.
watch it, but people did. People watched it
Yeah,
and
that was fun.
hung out, and that's just the stuff that I do normally to just have fun, to just hang out. And people just, I thought it would be cool to do it one day and for stream, and it was, and people really liked it. So I don't see why doing cosplay wouldn't be the same. It'd be kind of cool
Yeah,
actually.
that'd
Um,
be fun.
yeah, actually, I think it would be good.
Then
Stat said he would host you. He also wants to know when you're gonna pocket him.
uh I don't know, man. I don't play with widows. I am a widow player now too.
Oh,
I'm sure
oh,
I could
there
beat
you
him in a
go.
1v1 any day. But I was thinking about, I don't know, hopefully that CGL could sponsor me and get me a gaming monitor, headrummer, and maybe other things, and then I could like stream me doing my digital art. Like I made this. Probably can't really see
Ooh,
it, but
no, that's pretty good.
yeah,
We could see that.
but
Nice.
like I would love to do that. I
Headrummer
would
says
love
he
to.
doesn't believe in monitors. As in Headrummer, you say that as
No,
in you don't
I
believe
need a
monitors
second
exist,
monitor. I
or
need a I need a second monitor so I can stream with my overlay because I use a laptop and I tried the
oh
whole
right,
Xbox stream thing and I can't see chat at the same time I'm streaming, but I can stream with an overlay
right,
and that's why I just need another monitor. But I'm not into the whole PC thing, so I don't know which ones are the best ones.
right. Well, I mean, lucky for you, we will know on Sunday. I announced it today. We will know on Sunday Nips is joining us for Off the Wall. He's gonna let us know who the first round of streamers that made it through the cut are gonna be. So we'll announce it here on the show. That's gonna be on Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is, I don't know, like noon for you guys over there.
Oh yeah, wait, there's an application?
You didn't know there was an application?
No, no one told me. I just talked to
Bro, you
we had him
killing
on the
me.
thing. I talked to him last week. What's his face? I don't remember his name. Swift. I just told Swift and he said he'll get back to me, and that was the 10th.
Bro, what? Oh my god. Okay.
I
So
didn't know.
So let's do this. Okay, this is gonna be an informational session as well, because I feel like while we're here, we can do this informational session as well. Okay, so we have the draft stuff here, or not the draft. We have the paper here that says the sponsorship program. Let's look at what let's look at what the let's see if we can get the image here. Okay, so here's the website, right?
Yeah.
And in the website they have become a CGL sponsored streamer. Click here to learn more. So now you click here, right? Just click there,
Alright.
forehead, and then we have all the info that we showed. And down here, there's an application. And the application, one of the first things they told me, Nips told me this, when they announced it, he was like, make sure that you actually apply, because I mean, we want you, to just for our information, we want to at least have you on. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. So Rex, you should absolutely apply.
Alright.
There you go. And it's real easy, because all you got to put is, the system, which is, either Xbox One, multiple PlayStation 4. They even have a Switch there if anybody wants to. Discord handle, Twitch handle, obviously, gamertag or PSN, Twitter handle, Mixer handle, email, what titles do you stream, and tell us about yourself. So it's a pretty simple application, right? So there you go.
Yeah.
So perfect. So that's the small little educational stream that we have here for Off the Wall, because Rex is late to the show. But I think
Yeah, a little late.
according to Nips, he says that he's still going through some of the applications, and he'll probably go through applications all the way through Saturday night. So if you haven't done it yet, you still have time. Go get the application and fill it out and have your name out there. I mean, the worst that can happen is that you don't get selected, right? But the best thing that can happen is you do get selected. So who knows? So definitely try it out. It's definitely gonna be good to do. Cool. Well, listen. Does anybody else have any more questions? Because I think I've pretty much run out of questions here. I don't know if anybody else has anything. I think Headrammer is arguing about not having a monitor. Just have a monitor, forehead, and then send it to Rex, right? That's all you gotta do.
If I had a monitor, I could stream with the Xbox app, because the Xbox app runs really smoothly. I tried that the other night when I was playing Siege, and I had my whole overlay, and I had Nightbot playing music. So if I had another monitor where I can actually see my chat, that would be perfect. Because it's got to stream off one of my screens.
Nice.
But other than that, it does really well.
Nice. Well, listen, how about you get some of that cosplay streams going on? See if you could get some donations in there, and then eventually maybe get you a monitor out of that.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I mean, like, I was planning on streaming tonight if people like watching Smite or Siege. I don't know. I really haven't felt like playing Overwatch. I've decayed the Masters. I'm with you now, Dazzle and Headrammer. I'm a Masters player. So I don't know. I haven't felt playing it.
I feel you, dude. Well, listen, keep decaying so that when you're diamond, you can queue with me and carry me, all right?
I have a diamond account. I'm so down to play.
Oh,
Headrammer,
dude.
let's play today, dude.
Dude, yeah, let's do that. I'm down. Absolutely. All right, cool, man. Well, listen, thank you for passing by. I really appreciate it coming through. Usually at the end of the show, I remind everybody this is a community podcast. If you want to get on it, message me just like Rex did. And if I if I say yes and I don't get back to you, just get back to me again, because I have a lot of people asking me and I just forget. You just have to annoy me like Rex did.
What? You just kept saying, do a face cam, and I said, okay, I'll do a face cam. And then it would be a week, and I was like, or 2 weeks, and I was like, are we doing it? And he's like, won't you face cam? And I said, yeah, I'll face cam.
There you go. Perfect. Well, that's all you have to do. Just keep reminding me, because I will forget. I'm very forgetful, so just keep reminding me like Rex did. All right, guys, thank you so much for hanging out. We're probably going to go ahead and raid somebody. Let's see who's on.
Got to plug real quick.
Let's see if you have anybody that you want us to raid. If not, we have somebody. We have Octotroph. We have It's a Chris. We have Dexento. We have a few people.
It's either between Dex and Chris.
Dex or Chris?
Chris is really nice. Yeah.
Chris is really nice. You know what? I haven't rated Chris in a while, so let's do Chris real quick. It's a Chris. All right. Even though she shatters me as a Lucio whenever she goes against me with Ryan. All right, cool. Well, listen, we're gonna go raid. It's a Chris. Tell her I sent you from Off the Wall, and say hi on behalf of me and Rex. And guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll have another Off the Wall. It's gonna be awesome. We're gonna have Danny DeFito on. That's gonna be hilarious, because Danny DeFito is a hilarious name. So watch that. And guys, we'll see you later. Peace.
All right, it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. F it up. Oh, I'm in the groove. Back in the mix. Check yourself. Oh, feel that healing beat. All right, heal up. Heal up. Heal up. Heal up. Healing boost. Oh, I like the sound of that. That. Ooh, I must have this track on repeat.